It is violence against a current or a former spouse in an intimate relationship. It can be physical, it can be verbal, it can be sexual, it can also be emotional. It is intimate partner violence, IPV. It defies status, location, nationality, creed, color, age, and gender. According to Malika Nawal, it's the place where dreams end and nightmares begin. It is the world of intimate partner violence. And that's what is happening all over the world today. That is what has forced us to reckon with it on Wellness and Living. Our topic today is intimate partner violence. In the past, we called it domestic violence. There's so much violence in intimate relationships, and sometimes it's fatal. According to what we hear from a doctor, from a psychologist, from research, the statistics are increasing on a daily basis. Why is this happening? What happened to love? What happened to togetherness? What happened to the vows taken? It's at the front burner today on our program. We're coming first to talk with you, and then we'll bring on a doctor who will tell us a lot more. My name is Thelma Obazi. Welcome.
Men beat their wives, couples fight, things happen, people die. It's something that has been happening, but with the advent of social media, now there is a platform for people to report it in real time.
I think the cause of all this domestic violence, one is impatience, two is the whole world is in disarray. People have problems, so many problems happening there and there. And poverty.
In the course of my duty, I come across them very much. One of the causes I see so much is there's no mutual understanding between the two, because the level of love that they start with, because they say marriage is a darkness. You won't know what is there except you unveil it, and you can't really know who your partner is except you live with that person.
You have to understand the woman you're going to marry, the woman you're going to be your partner for life before you marry her. You see, sometimes people are making a lot of mistakes. Maybe going for girls that are somehow, before they even marry them, they know that this is a violent type. Even the lady, before she marry a man, she knows that this is a violent type. Because nowadays, you can see that maybe girls and boys, do go through courtship for about 4 years, 5 years, and they know that they don't understand each other at all. But being that we have been long together, we must marry. Poverty is part of that. Disrespect, is part of it. And even when there is no poverty, you can see domestic violence where even people, woman kill her husband, and that this husband is either a millionaire, she kill him. So what's poverty there?
Some reasons for domestic violence are anger that can be brought about, verbal abuse, jealousy, insecurity. We're talking about Nigeria. In South Africa, the rate for the death of women is very high. And some unresolved issues that people just have, and they just lash out to whoever is closest to them, which in most issues is their partner.
At times, men are too aggressive. They need respect from women. In a situation where you talk to a woman, and woman is not giving you total attention, or she did not tend to do what you want her to do, and by the time you try to correct her, she is harsh to you. You wouldn't know when you step your hands upon her. And one of the major things that led to this type of crisis at times, family background contributed a lot. A person like me, no matter what my wife did to me, I hardly lay my hand on her. If she did something stupid that annoys me, what I did, I always leave my house and find another place I will go and relax myself. We women don't have respect for men. There's some kind of men. I know a lot of men. The kind of love you show to them, it can't change them. But characters change them. Men too has to imbibe this spirit of love, patience, and tolerance. If you don't have it,
you just be killing women up and down because you don't know, okay, you are living the devil. Do you know the kind of angel you are going to meet?
For those who engage in domestic violence, my advice to them is please, they should think twice and find something to do. Let them not isolate themselves, sitting alone. Find something to do. Engage yourself.
My wife is my garment, and I am her garment. What does the garment do for you? Cover you, cover your body with your garment. So if I'm your garment and you are my garment, nobody will know outside what is happening in our family. My religion tells me to consult my wife in a domestic affairs at home. Even if I want to bring a houseboy in the house, I have to tell my wife that we need a houseboy, that one of my siblings there want to come and stay with us. How do you see?
Those who batter, what advice? Stop it. It's not nice. In most times they do it because they feel they can get away with it. Like a man beating a woman, you're physically stronger. I don't think if you go out there and a man provokes you, your first reaction will be to fight. So don't do it. It's not right. And to those who are being battered, leave, seek help, and leave. Even if it's a marriage and you want to stay, he needs to seek help and be fine before you can stay, because your life is more important than the marriage or relationship.
For many of us who are privileged to live relatively normal life with people who respect and deeply appreciate us, like was the norm mostly in the past, behaviors that we see in these days beg a consistent question. What will make a partner continue to remain in an abusive relationship, in a violent relationship? Well, according to Gavin Baker, it takes a partner or a spouse to see staying in a relationship as an option. That now makes it possible for that partner to see living as a choice or an option.
As I give you the money.
On the average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have been victims of some form of physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. With regard to stalking, 1 in 7 women and 1 in 18 men have been stalked by an intimate partner during their lifetime. On a typical day, there are more than 20,000 phone calls placed to domestic violence hotlines nationwide. In a related development, intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crime. Domestic victimization is correlated with a higher rate of depression and suicidal behavior. More so, research shows that only 34% of people who are injured by intimate partners receive medical care for their injuries. Further research reveals that physical, mental, and sexual reproductive health effects have been linked with intimate partner violence, including adolescent pregnancy, unintended pregnancy in general, miscarriages, stillbirth, intrauterine hemorrhage, nutritional deficiency, abdominal pains, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, as well as non-communicable diseases like high blood pressure, cancers, and cardiovascular diseases. Has it always been this way is a pertinent and common question that many of us will ask. If 50% of what you just heard is fact, then we must all agree that we have an emergency situation at hand.
What's all this? You see what you have caused? Just to use ordinary seat belts. Now, do you know how much I'm going to pay here? Just because of your stupidity? I don't know. And I'm even regretting the fact that how did I even meet you? How many times have I corrected you to always put on your seatbelt? There is nothing they tell you that you take correction. That I don't know. I don't know what you even. I don't know. I ended up with you. I don't know. Will you shut up? What a stupid woman is this? Because of all this rubbish. I don't know why I go to follow me out. If I slap you, don't even try to follow me.
Who should alert the relevant agencies or regulatory bodies? When should this be done? Is something being done already about intimate partner violence? Let our medical expert enlighten us further. Many are aware of what is happening. Sometimes it happens close to us in our neighborhood, and then our hands are tied. For some who have even gone to try to bring about peace with an intimate couple, they have suffered wounds and far-reaching emotional and psychological trauma. Where do we stand? How do we move forward? What causes this to continually happen? What happened to the love a couple first professed? What can annoy a partner so much that he or she lifts a hand, lifts an instrument, lifts a gadget to hurt, to harm, or to maim an intimate partner? We can learn more. Let's talk to one who's at the forefront of intimate partner violence. They are trained to deal with it.
Intimate partner violence is very old, though the terminology in itself is a bit new, but it's still the same word for former words like domestic violence, wife beating, partner battering, and all that. Those are synonyms that were used for it before. But the term, as it's used now, it's more encompassing. It's actually any behavior, and when I say any behavior, in an intimate relationship that places the partner under physical, that is harmful to the partner physically, sexually, emotionally, or psychologically. That's what it can be. And by that I mean it's not just the beating part, that's just the physical part of it. But you know, emotional violence is very high, and most research has shown that, in fact, most times it's the commonest that occur. Involves things like, you know, battering people with the mouth, using abusive words, condemning people. Sometimes people are not physically violent, but those words can actually are used for control, because the aim of intimate partner violence is actually to gain control over the victim. So it places the victim under a lot of stress, psychologically, emotionally, even things like stalking. Sometimes you see people, they follow up the partner anywhere. You can't do anything on your own. They want to check your phone, who is calling you, where are you going, what is happening. And you know the patient is on the edge at every moment because he knows the other person is looking. Most people that kill their spouse didn't set out to do that. But when there is a violence in the family, which usually occurs in a cycle, and that is the famous cycle of violence we talk about. It has three main stages. You talk about the tension stage, then the violence itself, and the honeymoon phase. Right to now, people think it's a men versus women thing. Men are the perpetrators, women are the victim. But it's far beyond that. There are actually also women that perpetrate violence and make the home very intolerable for their husbands. In fact, I remember I carried out a research in the hospital, and I was doing a screening, And you know, part of the question would be, has your husband ever shouted, slapped, or and when I asked one woman, she said, me. They never born the man we go slap me. Na me myself go slap am, not him. You even know that our women most times were very vocal, and you know, sometimes our words could be very harsh. So we might not be strong enough to beat a man, but with our words we could actually strip him of everything that he has. Because one thing that happens in emotional violence is that the person loses his prestige. You make him lose any form of self-worth. You understand? Sometimes when you violated somebody so much with your words, the person comes out and doesn't even feel like a human being any longer. There was something special between you before. So what's happening all of a sudden? And some research have discovered that sometimes when people are overbearing on the other person, it could become a burden. You see, I have to give you money for soap, for this, for that. You seem more to be like a liability to me. So sometimes the person just feels, but the whole life depends on me anyway. And so he feels I should control. And so it's no longer seen as a partnership thing. For the physical one, it's not usually difficult. Because before you know, you see somebody, most times when they come to the hospital, you're confused. You hardly hear somebody tell you, my husband beat me. But you will just see some kind of injury that you cannot place. You said you fell from a bike. How did you fall? How is the wound in between your thighs? Did you fall astride? Why is it this head? Why is this side not affected? So most times the doctor needs a high index of suspicion to get it because it's highly stigmatized. And people don't come out, like you say, they wouldn't come out to tell you that this is what has happened. But of course, once you know that there's a threat to your life in any way, you know, this man, before you know, he could go out of his way and he slaps you or even pours water at you, because if somebody takes the nearest thing he has to hit you, if there's acid or fire near, he is going to throw it. Another thing is when you can't even have a say in the family, you're an adult. Most married people are full-grown adults, and the family should be run, you know, with coherence. But this one, you know, you can't say anything. You don't take decision as to where you live, what clothes your children should wear, what food you should eat. It's just somebody that dishes it. You know, it shouldn't be like that. And it's not proper that you should take it. There could always be help. There's so many things that can happen. In fact, we can't, you know, we're talking about a family here, so we can't forget the children. Children from intimate partner violence, some studies shows that even IQ-wise, that they're about 8 points lower than other children of their counterparts. So it affects the children. They try to cope, they can't. And most times, children that are raised in violent homes either grow to be perpetrators themselves or become to be victims. If it is a father that always beats the mother, the girl feels, oh, this is how life is. As a woman, I have to keep quiet. So she becomes very timid, scared, and she's likely to be a victim. And the boy, too, in that home is likely to think, okay, I'm always the boss, and no woman should talk while I am talking. The victim themselves, because it's very emotionally traumatizing, you see people, they don't realize their potentials. They don't, because each time somebody have told you, you don't worth anything, you're not good for anything, it gets into your head, and you can't come out to be what the society wants you to be. And then sometimes people get really depressed. The other time we saw a woman who had almost a dislocation on the hip, and when they came, she still wasn't going to mention it until I started pointing. I said, no, I can't understand the mechanism of this injury. I smell a rat. You know, it was after then she had to the man was even the one, because he brought her to the hospital. He was the one who actually opened up eventually. Most intervention for IPV aims at separating the perpetrators and the victims. With good psychotherapy, so many pick up. You know, it's just like any other problem in life. People have different tolerance thresholds. But the fact is that a lot of people still pick up when they get help. For the perpetrators, I really want to let them know, like I usually tell them, this was somebody you loved before. If love is love, at what point does it get so bitter that it turns to hurting the other person? Because some of these people will still live very fine with other people outside. So why suddenly is it with your partner? And I think it's for you to realize when that is happening that something have gone wrong inside me, and even you too need help. Research in areas of IPV are still going, they're still ongoing, and people are still doing a lot of things, but a number of people still pick up. In fact, a lot of homes are still able to unify, and they're like, oh, we remember when it used to be like this.
Birds chirping in this beautiful park, with animal life having a beautiful time, and people reading books, taking walks in this park. It's hard to believe that there are people who have professed love to one another and then turn when anger takes over or irrational thoughts. According to Daniel Black, partner psychological abuse encompasses non-accidental, verbal, or symbolic acts. Where does that leave us? There is treatment. Partners who are being abused have to speak out. It's in your best healthy interest. While we ponder on that, we see people who are working out together, one person lifting up the other as age beckons. What then do? You increase your physical ability.
This is an exercise group, okay, originally targeted to people that are 50 and above, in order for them to keep fit and age gracefully. Then later we added younger people so that by exercising and being taught how to eat right, they can avoid some of the aging sicknesses. And for the older persons, so that they can begin to know how to keep their bodies and maintain themselves to avoid complications in their health situation.
I've been a part since the inception of this program. This is about 8 years now. I've been very healthy. I've reduced because I used to be very large, so I've reduced my size weight, and I'm living gracefully and aging gracefully. You won't believe it, I'm now 75.
My husband introduced me. He has been attending this program. So when I joined the program, I realized that it was just the ultimate for me. Before then, I wasn't taking part in exercises. I learned how to eat right. I learned how to look after myself, which I wasn't doing before. And I can say with confidence, since I started this program, my eyes have improved. My health has improved. I am stronger. I can climb stairs without panting as such. I have benefited a lot, and it takes a deliberate determination to be a part of this program.
Well, what inspired me to start this group is that I've been a diabetic now. This is maybe the 29th year. And sometime about 9-10 years ago, my doctor asked me to have a lifestyle change if I wanted to live healthy. And that made me to imbibe some of the things he told me, exercise, eat right. And when I start, and then to also develop my relationship with my God. I'll be 71 in September, and I'm healthy.
It's on that very interesting note we say thank you for being with us. Exercise is so key to growth, development, sustenance, and aging gracefully. And that's what we've been learning here today. We're a very exciting group of people. Would love to do it again, so stay tuned. I'm sure we'll be back some other time. From all of us here, bye-bye.
For those who batter their intimate partners, the time to stop and seek help is now. Choose how you want to go. Seek help fast. That way you are most definitely going to stop. For those who are battered, seek help. It's not normal for someone who loves and cares for you and your family to continue to battle. Whether it's an emotional violence, whether it's physical, whether it's verbal, whether it's economic, or and sexual. Stop enduring it. You have a life. You are a person of dignity. Take positive steps today to live a more productive and enduring life. It's been Wellness and Living, and we thank you so much for always keeping our company. Do join us on our social media handle, Wellness and Living at Nigerian Television Authority. My name is Thelma Obaze. It's always a pleasure sharing information and knowledge with you. I'd love to do this again. For now, you take my leave. Bye.